Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited. The disturbing thought of the day: the fallen hero. It starts in a lab. Mad genius, rather benign, is working on dozens of experiments at once. Um, Different things of chemistry, or genetics, tech, so even a few psychic things, all like in around the 19 teens. And there's his assistant who helps him. Actually has a small cluster of assistants. Some of them are scientists, engineers. Basically, they're all working around him. And something goes wrong, big explosion. Everybody dies except one assistant, who basically is made of metal now. Iron, to be specific. He is a walking statue of pure iron. Not a scratch on him, not horribly distorted. As a matter of fact, he actually looks kind of cool. Um, no hair, about the same height, bigger, stronger, faster, tougher. He can fly, and he can manipulate magnetic fields through himself. And electricity, oh, he loves it. And his wife leaves him, takes the kids, and he's depressed. And someone's like, you always use your powers for good. And so he uses his powers for good, never looks back. And he saves the day. Sometimes he saves the world. And at some point, he goes down. There's this fleet of dirigibles from a hostile nation, or maybe a bunch of bad guys just get together and say, okay, let's take over America. And they head for Washington to do it. And he gets in their way, and he breaks their ships over the Atlantic, and they shoot him down over the Atlantic with their fancy ray guns. And he basically is seen as like one of the first superhero martyrs. He is revered. There's a Smithsonian exhibit. He went down, they never found him. Fast forward about 100 years, they find him. They find him by accident. They're not even looking for him. They're looking for the dirigible tech. They want to reverse engineer something. And they find him amidst the debris that washed a little bit out of the original crash spot. So no one else found it. And as they peel it away, they go, well, hello, what have we here? Get the geneticists. Their original intent was to clone him, or figure out how his powers work, maybe replicate the process, make better minions their way. But then one of their telepaths goes in and says, he's not dead. Really? Well, this changes things a tad. Grab your genetic samples, make sure you figure out how to basically cut off some of his iron. And they think they can maybe mass produce him someday, but for now, let's turn him into a mole. I can't think of a better mole. We tried slipping moles in our outfits before. Yes. Psychically, yes. That's how they always sniff us out. Their psychics are so good. So let's call in the mystics. They're weak on magic. Okay, well, what do you want done? Here's what I want done. And so, fast forward, they deliver the body to a salvage crew. They make up a convincing story. We found pieces of these hunks of warships and stuff, and this guy. And they call out to the greatest, mightiest hero team on the planet. Happens to be in the U.S. They come swooping in, claim it all. They think it's a trap. It's a trap. It's got to be a trap. And they're waiting for the other shoe to fall. It's like, you never find a dead superhero without there being some sort of trap. It's been tried over and over and over again. They sweep him head to tail, and sure enough, someone's chipped at him. There's signs of debris and damage, but no signs of experimentation. Psychics go into his head, and untouched. This guy is pristine. I mean, no one's gone into his head. You sure? Positive. If someone tried to turn him into Captain America, I'm sorry, Winter Soldier Bucky switch, or plant any triggers in his head, we'd see it. Nothing on a nanite scale, nothing on a genetic scale. He tests clean. No bio contagions or any kind. Nope, he's clean. All right, well, rehab him. So they put him in a tank, and they fix the body, fix the mind, wake him up, and he's like, oh, what? When is this? And they explain to him very patiently that he has been down for about maybe 90 plus years, and that sorry, you're in the world that you helped save. Thank you. And we'd be honored if you join us. And they basically bring him up to speed. The psychics pour knowledge into his head. And as it turned out, the being underwater actually made him stronger. It's weird. It's the only anomaly. After all that he's went through, he should be weaker, but instead he's stronger. It's like, okay. And he joins the team, and he fights in good faith. He is saving the day, and they watch him. They always watch him. I mean, they put nanobugs trackers on him. They're waiting for him to do the mole thing. No, never. As a matter of fact, all the bad guys did was put a little enchantment on him, tiny. Only an expert mystic would spot it. That when the team is at its worst, at its most dire point, and the world's not at stake, he's going to explode. That's it. But not just any explosion. He's going to basically explode like shrapnel with a magnetic pulse burst, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a neutron bomb, mystical, and it's going to take them out. The most powerful heroes in the world are going to die like that. That's their plan, and they don't care if it fails. They just want it to happen, just out of spite. Right place, right time, worst possible, conditions. They can't defend themselves. Say the heroes are all banged up, and he's flying in, beating the crap out of the bad guys. They're like, yeah, get him! And before he even knows what's going on, boom. Somehow, some way, he's going to explode and take everybody out. And that's what will end the world's mightiest hero team. And over here in some lab overseas, someone's going to figure out how to mass produce him. Better, stronger, with nanites and other enhancements. That's the real scheme. Okay, I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. Please check out talesunlimited.net for more disturbing thoughts or more Batchery daily prompts. Those are the two podcasts that I do. Also, please check out the links to the books. There is the Batchery series, which is meant for first-time novelists. If you follow the system through and through, you'll be able to sell books before you finish your first novel. It's also good for writers of different levels or even an evil GM looking for cool ideas. 200 writing prompts. That's what makes it special because these prompts aren't normal. So if you're a game designer, comic book writer, screenwriter, or even an experienced novelist, check it out because you can take an idea, twist it to your specs, and who knows what you might create on your own. Have at it. Also, there are anthologies. Unheroic, Book of Schemes. Both are New School Twilight Zone, 25 stories to a book. The themes are Unheroic's like unlikely heroes saving the day, something like it's a vampire in Tokyo who's feeding on people. Some of them are Yakuza, and the Yakuza normally would go after him, but this is a vampire. They don't want to lose their own, so they hire a mercenary from Jersey to sort it out. And the mercenary's, oh yes, I'll do this. Pay me, I'll do this because I have plans for this vampire, all of my own. This is the good guy? Okay. And then Book of Schemes, all types of schemes, twisted, diabolical. A Western. In this case, you have a land-grabbing bastard who, rather than doing the normal thing where you run people off their land, you have your half-sister do it. And she is crazy, and she's wanted for being a Confederate spy during the war. Now she's on the other side of the country. She's leading a band of outlaws, killing people, and their widows and orphans are offered good cash for their land after the funerals by her half-brother, who's gobbling up land for his railroad. They make one mistake, though. They hit the wrong town. Oh, my God. That's Schemes. Or Villain. Think in the wake of a superhero apocalypse, like 99.1% of all heroes are systematically wiped out by villains, yet the world keeps on going. There's this guy named Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer, dude in a suit. He lives in a town called Pillar City, floating island. It's arguably the superhuman crime capital of the world, and no one knows it because they control their image, except for people who are supposed to be in the know. Get my meaning? And a few lucky survivors. Anyway, he runs the best mercenary outfit in the world. He is a fixer. He can fix your problems if you pay him enough and direct him to whatever. He can take care of the details and specifics. So you want him to make someone president, you want to make someone dead, you want to topple a government, he's your guy. Because he has the best, and a lot of them have superpowers. Until one night, he loses his business, he loses his money, he has to fire all of his people, and because of something else he did, he has to fight crime in the superhuman crime capital of the world. His life expectancy is a week. Well, here's the thing. He thrives. He survives. He even takes over the world-saving game because the heroes are dead, but the villains who are trying to take over or destroy the world, they're coming out of the woodwork because, well, hey, there's a vacuum. And so he comes out of the woodwork too, killing the worst threats and taking their stuff. There's a market, yeah? Okay, I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited, disturbing thought of the day. See you tomorrow.